Hello, my beautiful friends. This is Kelsey with Youngblood Tarot, and today we are talking about the lunar eclipse in Pisces at 15 degrees, right in the middle of Pisces, and it is conjunct the North Node right now. And I did pull some energies because this eclipse is going to be bringing something out of your life forever, completely changing your life forever in order to bring in something new that's more aligned with your North Node, so more aligned with your true purpose. So the energies I pulled out today from the Cosmic Dreamscape Astrology Oracle deck, I've got the fourth house here. So it says, go back to basics. So what I'm seeing here is this is the house, the place where you need to eclipse some things out of your life. So I am getting that you need to declutter your possessions. So either sell them or donate them, because there are certain things in your life right now that really need your attention and that really need to be your priority. And one of those things is your investment in your house. So your fourth house is where you and your immediate family live. So this is about nurturing yourself, a place of comfort, to go back to and retreat to at night. We've got the moon here, and Cancer does rule the fourth house. So yeah, I'm seeing to clear that out, put some energy into making your space relaxing, and, take the time to take a hot bath or, do your nails. Take the time to do something comforting, like give yourself a massage your legs or your back, wherever you can reach on your shoulders. Sometimes we think that we have to pay someone for this or have to ask someone for a favor. And yeah, that would be better. But if we're not really hurting, we can actually give ourselves some basic day-to-day care in that way. Make sure that you are stretching, getting enough water, things like that, and just getting enough sleep as well is what I'm picking up on. Then we have Uranus showing up here. So Uranus is actually going retrograde into Gemini on the 6th, which is Saturday. And we can expect some, big changes, revelations. And this card actually says to expect miracles. So with Uranus, we don't really know what to expect. It could also cause mayhem and mischief. But in this case, we are being led to expect miracles. And I feel like that is in conjunction with this solar eclipse card. So the theme of this card is watch doors of opportunity swing open. And so this together is really a message saying that what you thought of as the impossible dream is actually within your grasp. Okay. So it is going to take some participation on your part, so miracles, opportunities, we have to be in some way extended beyond the world of our home. So we do want this to be a place that we can retreat to, that we can retreat to, and take comfort in. But then we also need to be out in the sun, out in the world in order to meet people. Or with Uranus, this can do a lot with technology. So being online. So I'm seeing that, you meeting people, making connections somewhere out in the sun, or maybe online, seeing opportunities there. And I found it interesting that I pulled the solar eclipse card when we were talking about the lunar eclipse. Definitely. But I am so excited for what is coming into your life. And I do want to get some energies from the tarot. So let's get some more information about what is being eclipsed out of your life right now, my friends. This is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. I am seeing the Five of Pentacles and the Moon while I'm splitting the deck here. This would be some interesting energies to eclipse out. So I'm so curious to see what comes out. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Swords. So I feel like there has been some sneaky energy going on. You know, this could be people around you. It could be something that you're doing as well, you know, out of necessity, self-preservation. Let's get some more information. The Prince of Cups. So the Prince can be a little bit of an immature energy. You know, he's still learning the ins and outs of love. He's still learning the ins and outs of relationships, of, you know, all of the things associated with the suit of water. He's got these, you know, larger fish. His imagination is growing, but he doesn't have a lot of maturity and responsibility. So he can cause a lot of hurt on his path because he is out there developing those experiences that maybe he will reflect on later in life and learn from. Okay, let's see what else. The Moon. So yes, a lot of times when I notice these cards, they do end up showing up again. So how fitting we've got the Moon when we are talking about this eclipse and the beautiful full moon being featured on the card. And she is crying, and there are two women that are holding hands beneath her. So her tears are dripping down onto them. Their hair, their faces, their arms, various other parts of their body. And we see this gorgeous starry sky behind them with clouds. And I do feel that you have been going through a lot of pain and confusion lately. I do sense that, you know, you have been crying. Maybe you've been staying up at night. You may have been having bad dreams or like haunting visions. I know that I had like a negative vision in my head that, you know, I didn't want to be there, but I know that it represents fears and it's meant to, you know, remind you of what you value most in life. And that even in the difficult messages, there's a lot that we can learn. And you see here the wolf who's running through the water and kind of breaking up her reflection. So like as we go further along the path, we get clarity. So things can look a little bit scary here, and then we're going closer to the realm of civilization with the dog here, and then the water gets calmer as we go on, and we're being nurtured here. So I do feel that you have been reflecting on, you know, betrayals, emotional pain, things that have gone wrong in your life, you know, even mistakes that you have made. Maybe you are or have been in this Prince of Cups energy, and you are eclipsing out of that. You're going to the next level. So the next level would be the Queen of Cups. And so she's got more maturity. And then, like with the King of Cups, we see even more responsibility going on. Whereas the Queen of Cups is like caring more for herself and others. So I feel like that may be the next role that you're stepping into, but we will see more with the cards in the next row. And I'm so curious about this. Like, let me know if you feel like you've been self-sabotaging, or if you feel like you've had to really strategize and watch your back. That's kind of what I feel like. Like she's watching her back, you know, and she's clutching her swords because she's like, I'm going to need all of these weapons because obviously everyone's coming against me. Yeah, it's coming in clearer now. So you've had so many pains and what feels like betrayals that you are still clutching those swords and watching your back. And that is what is getting eclipsed out of your life right now. So you may have already started to feel these things come up. You may have been processing this, processing, you know, the meaning of forgiveness, how to, you know, correctly set your boundaries, how to mature beyond the level where you are hurting people or allowing people to hurt you, and past those fears, or I would say even not past them, but through them, because it's in this card, it's more like the only way out is through. Okay. All right, and then as I mentioned, we've got it conjunct the North Node. So I'm so curious, like, what is this making space for? Because we need to make room in our lives for our true purpose and our life's work and our destiny. So let's get some more information about that. Okay, Ten of Swords, Judgment, and the Emperor. Okay, so I do feel that this Ten of Swords is really the death of this anxiety, overthinking. It's, you know, the finality of this and kind of making peace with life, you know. If you've ever heard that life is suffering, you know, part of it is just accepting that we are going to go through painful experiences. But this is saying, you know, that the worst is over, that we are just completely finishing this out. So, you know, like I may have mentioned earlier, your life is never going to be the same. So this Ten of Swords is dead, done, over with, out of here. It's never coming back. And look at her so peacefully floating above now. She's got this very serene look on her face as she's floating along the clouds. So much red. A lot of red here. To me, red is, you know, about passion, and it's also about like the pain of healing. Then we've got the Judgment card. So this really is about stepping into your higher calling, a spiritual calling. So right now, your spirit guides, the universe, you know, whoever helps you, they are calling you up to the next level in life. They're making something so clear to you, plain as day, blatant, you know, with Uranus and the sun. I mean, this is a solar eclipse, but we're still taking in the glory of the sun. I feel like this is about really having that path light up for you. And I think that you'll be able to see that. We see the repeated, water dropping down here. And that is really, like this angel is really just trying to nourish these people and like bring them up to where they need to be, and bless them. But it's in a way that can seem very shocking, because they were dead before. They're being called back into life. And so um, they're being blessed, but it is kind of like an awakening, a rude awakening, you could say. It could feel a bit shocking or overwhelming, but it's like there's no going back here. And then we see the Emperor showing up for you. So with the Emperor, this is really about the Aries qualities of leadership. He's a protector. He's got his shield around that lamb. He is sitting on his throne, but he is armored up and ready to defend what he believes in. You see the sun behind him, in the tree growing out from behind him, and he's got the sun as a wand and as his crest on his breastplate there. So I'm really feeling this fiery energy, and I'm feeling that you are stepping up into your independence. And I feel like that's what you're really being called to, is to just take charge of your life, and in getting rid of the things that are outside of the most important things. We can put more focus on those. So whatever that is for you, your family, your career, your relationship, your passion project, whatever it is, that you can really take command of it, and take accountability for it. Because we were talking about kind of the lack of accountability of this Prince of Cups. I mean, that's actually a huge upgrade. I was talking about upgrading maybe to the Queen. I mentioned the King, but this is the Emperor. So that really is a huge upgrade, a huge calling, a huge difference. And I think this is going to be so much about your healing and your mindset, and just your acceptance of the call, your willingness to jump into that. Okay. And then I would like to read you from the guidebook for this mandala, which is Let Go. Try to put it a little bit higher to the camera. Hopefully that works. Okay. All right, so go ahead and look at the mandala. Just take in the colors and the images as I'm reading. All right, let go. You have been practicing the need to hang on for so long that it feels familiar, an acceptable way to be. Your mind says, who will I be if I don't practice this? What will happen? Relax. When you let go, you don't let go of directing your life or your dreams and desires. You just let go of all resistance. Let go or be dragged. The choice is yours. Wow, okay. Healing reflection. Loosen your grip. Place the let go card in front of you. All right. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. Imagine you are sitting on your throne of transformation, with your hands tightly gripping the arms. Wow, you're on the throne, just like the Emperor. It is safe to let go of the throne arms and feel a sense of sureness and knowing. You are becoming the queen or king of your life. The sacred bowls surrounding you represent the stability, determination, and sheer epic strength that exist at the center of you. Let go and let all be. Breathe and relax. Your imagination and consciousness expand into the many desires growing within your heart and mind. See yourself living different possibilities. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala. Become aware of the wisdom that flows from the apples. Now that you have let go, you will receive new direction beyond the walled garden of your mind. Close your eyes and stay in this space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe the freedom of letting go into your body and open your eyes to limitless wonder. Okay, so feel free to pause the video and look at the card here, the Let Go card. Perfect. Well, I am very excited for you here. It seems like you are letting go a lot of pain. You are getting like a definite ending to something, and that is allowing you to just completely mature and step into a true leader in your life. You are really accepting the call from the divine and working through this healing in order to become this emperor. And I am so proud of you for that. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you next time.